Hello, Green Door Life community. So we are doing a little special live today, which is doing a workout. Most of us have to work from home today. I mean, Lisa and I are usually working from home, but typically I don't usually work out from home. So this is like an awesome opportunity for me to actually put my weights to use. Hi, Katie, nice to see you. So we have a training app that we actually use with a lot of our clients. And so I'm going to go through one of our at-home training that we have, and we can just do this all together. So if you guys are at home, I'm going to kind of give a lot of adjustments for different levels of fitness. And if you guys are planning on working out with me, let me know. Say like, yeah, I'm ready to like move my body right now. Let me know. I'm going to be using weights. You by no means have to use weights. If you do have like bottles of water or a small child or anything that you want to add, you can totally do this. But I think most people are going to be watching this later. So I'm just going to kind of get right into it. So generally speaking, when we go through our strength training workouts, we want to make sure that we're warmed up properly and we're activating the right muscle groups. So we are going to start with foam rolling, and this is cool because I'm always like really getting on people to make sure that they are foam rolling ahead of time. So I get to show you guys what I do for my foam rolling circuit. Jessica says, thanks for doing those modifications. I'm with you. Yay! Beautiful. If you don't have a foam roller, that's fine. You can just kind of like watch me like roll around for a little second. But if you do, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if you guys have never foam rolled before, I would recommend it. It's only if you feel comfortable like rolling around on the ground a little bit. If you don't even worry. But for those of you who are kind of somewhat similar or familiar with foam rollers, I'm just going to show you what I do. Choose to do it, choose to not do it, totally up to you, because I know there's a lot of levels that are going to be watching this throughout. So when I do foam rolling, I generally start with the lower body. And the reason I do that is I find that a lot of tension that we hold throughout the rest of our body starts at our feet and or our calves. So when I do foam rolling, I generally start with my lower body. I go from calves, do one at a time. And then I'll move it up into IT band. By the way, if you guys love my socks, just let me know that you're loving my socks right now. So you'll notice that there'll be places on your thigh that might feel a little tender. So we have one of our biggest tendons that runs along the side of our thigh. It's on our IT band. And if you do find a tender spot, you're going to want to hold it there usually. So if you're at home and you do not have a foam roller, no problem. Just think about skipping this part. I usually go from my IT band into my quad. And I like to get up into my hip flexor as well. And sometimes that is effective. Sometimes I need like a lacrosse ball instead. So I basically go from one leg and then I make my way to the other one. I'm going to switch around here. Oh, yes. And usually when I've done this with clients in the past, and this is their first time foam rolling, we get a lot of really awesome faces because foam rolling on the IT band is really not that fun, but it's effective. So I'll kind of go through like that. I'm gonna not spend too much time because I actually already did it earlier. And then I like to go to my back. So I place the foam roller right above where the bottom of my rib cage is, almost at like the bra line. And if you're a boy, then you don't have that reference, but you can kind of understand what I mean. I place my hands on my head and I let my body extend backwards and then up again. And I'll usually get like 1 to 2 little cracks there. And then I'll move right into I'm right underneath my armpit basically. So as I'm moving underneath my armpit, it essentially starts to get into my lat. And those for most of us is super tight. So I will actually find this spot that's tender, and then I'll slowly bring myself forward, and then bring myself back a little bit, forward, And then I'll just go a few times and I'll switch to the other side. And that's essentially the initial foam rolling. So I could spend like a full hour going through and using the foam roller, also using the peanut. If you guys have ever seen a peanut or a lacrosse ball, I can do that to my entire body. It could take me an hour. So we will not do that today, but what we are going to get into is our activation exercises. So hi Blair, hi Megan, nice to see you ladies. Let me know if anyone is joining online, and then just kind of let me know your experience level, and just kind of put that like beginner, intermediate, advanced, so I know what kind of modifications to give everyone. So then we're going to go into a little bit of activation. And so this is going to be something that you are going to want to start moving if you didn't have that foam rolling section. So we're actually going to start on hands and knees if you feel comfortable enough to do that. So with hands and knees, I'm going to have you guys go into what would be this is the cow position. And then into a cat position. Is that right? Well, you know, it's one or the other. So moving all the way through. And then coming back. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking about squeezing my shoulder blades into my rib cage as I'm looking upwards, thinking about dropping my belly button to the floor and reaching my tail up to the ceiling. And then it's completely reversing all that movement. So tucking my butt under, tucking my chin into my chest, and then going through for about 10 rounds. And you can just be gentle with your body and go at your own pace. This is accessible for every level. If you are having issues, let me know. And then from there, place your hands forward a little bit. And you can bring your hips back slightly if possible, which I actually feel here. And then bring yourself forward almost into like a half plank. And then all the way back. Forward almost into like a half kneeling plank. All the way back. And it's just starting to get some of that blood going through your body just a little bit. And maybe a couple more. And last one. And then coming on up. So from here, staying in this position, we're going to go in what's called bird dog. So here's where some of the modifications come in. So if you're still working on your stability, I'm just going to have you straighten out one leg, trying to keep the rest of your body absolutely stable, and then bringing it right back. So you're straightening out one leg as much as you can, bringing it right back, trying to keep the rest of your body absolutely stable. If you are intermediate, what you're going to do is extend one arm and one leg out, trying to keep your rib cage as stable as possible, and then bring it right back in. So the whole idea is if you were to have like a T-set on your back, that T-set would not be moving. And we're going to do 5 on each side. So extending all the way out, and then right back in. I like to use my breath with it as well. So I will inhale through my nose out. Exhale back in. Inhaling out. Exhale back in. Inhaling out. Exhale back in. One more on the other side. Exhale back in. And from there, last thing we'll do here is hip circles. So again, if you feel comfortable doing this, you can do this on the floor, and you're going to bring your knee out to the side. Think about drawing the biggest circle possible with your knee, kind of getting rotation out of the hips. Just 5 on each side, each direction, each side. So then the other direction. And switch sides. And switch directions on that side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So then, bringing yourself up, what do we got right now? Oh, we got 6 people. Oh, hi, Devin. So again, if you guys are joining along, let me know. If you have different levels, let me know that too. We're gonna go right into the actual workout. So this is what you guys are gonna need. So if you have weights at home, I would definitely grab them. I'm going to be using dumbbells and dumbbells in my body weight. So this is definitely, this would be like a beginner / intermediate. I'm going to give adjustments for everybody. So if you do have a question, this is why live is so cool, because you can basically go like, hey, well, what do I do if this is not working for me? And then we'll get into that. So the first 3 exercises we're going to do is dumbbell box squat, or you can do just body weight, single arm bent over row, and straight arm plank hold, okay? And we're going to go through that for 3 rounds. So I'm actually going to take my socks off here because they're a little bit slippery. Okay, and so I am using 2 20s for this, but if you just want to do body weight, all good. Oops, nobody can see. There we go, almost. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so going into squats, we're really looking at keeping our shoulders pinched back. Even if you're just doing body weight squats, you're thinking about keeping your shoulders pinched back, pushing your butt back as much as you can, driving through your heels and squeezing your butt at the top. So if you're doing body weight, awesome, find some sort of bench or a chair. Keep your shoulder blades pushed back. And we're gonna go for 10 of these guys, so down all the way, and then driving through your heels to squeeze your butt at the top and just hold it for a count. Inhaling to go down, exhaling all the way up. I like to use the breath as I come up because it helps me to contract my core. Last 3, 2, 1 more. And if everyone got that one going, very nice. The next guy, you can keep on holding on to whatever weight that you have. If you do not have a weight, I would recommend using some sort of resistance band or even like a bag with some sort of like books in it, bottle of water, whatever it is. But the next one is a single arm row. So you can use a sort of bench to support yourself here if you want, or you can do it without any support, which basically allows you to use your abs as a stabilizer. So if I'm here, the whole idea is you're keeping your shoulder blades pinched back, you're pushing your butt back, your back is absolutely straight, and you're gonna roll that elbow all the way up towards the ceiling as much as you can, and then bring it right back down. Going for 10 total, so we got 3 more. Last one. And then I'll come all the way back up until I switch sides, and then I'll go to the other side. Last one. So again, we're doing 10 on either side. So we did 10 squats, 10 single arm rows, and then we're gonna go into 30-second plank hold. Woo-wee. And in our app, we actually have a timer, which is cool. So I'm gonna pop it to 30 seconds if you wanna do it along with me. Oops, I'll stop real quick. Modifications for plank. Oh, crap. Let me drop this real quick. Okay, So there's essentially like a few modifications for plank. If you are a total beginner, you can come down onto your elbows first. So elbows and knees, think about squeezing your butt, think about pulling your belly button into your spine and holding it here. If you need to put some sort of like blanket underneath your knees, totally great. This is a pretty thick pad, so I don't really need a lot more cushion. This is like the thickest they come, I think. So that would be like modification 1. Modification 2 would then be straightening out those legs. If you have any sort of knee issues, you can do it basically planking on a bench like this. So instead, just holding yourself this way. So it's all about the elevation and the angle. The more severe the angle is, the easier it's going to be. The more parallel you are to the floor, the harder it's going to be. So I'm going to be doing elbow plank for 30 seconds here. Camera. And here we go. So when I do plank with elbows, I think about squeezing my heels together, pulling my belly button into my spine, tucking my pelvis under, and thinking about keeping my lower back as straight as possible so it doesn't have an arch like this. When you see those ladies on Instagram with this kind of arch, it is not very accurate. Nor is it very comfortable, actually. And that was 30 seconds. Excellent. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Hi, Jessica. Hi, Meg. Hi, Devin. Hi, Blair, Megan, Katie, Jeff. Okay. So I'm sure people are going to be popping in and off. We're going into the second round of dumbbell squats, single arm row, plank, and I'm going to not describe as much on this one, so we'll just go right through it. So we're going to be doing 10 reps of squats, 10 reps of single arm row, and then 30-second plank holds. It is a whole different story, basically talking while doing this. Here we go. That was 10 there. You guys can see how long I rest in between sets. It's not very long. Here we go for this guy. And switching sides. So again, we're doing 10 of the single arm rows, trying to keep our back as straight as we can. If we need to support ourselves with a bench, that's totally fine. And then moving into plank. So when you keep the rest in between these as short as possible, you're really going to start to feel your heart rate get up. So now we're going right into plank, 30-second hold, and using your breath with this is really helpful. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling, and squeezing the belly button towards your spine. Yourself like a minute in between. So I'm actually tracking this on the app as I go through. Yeah. Okay, we got one more round of these, and then we're on to the next thing. Again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know, because then you give me a natural break, so I appreciate that. Okay. Here we go, last round of these guys. So we're going to do 10 squats, Focusing on driving through the heels, keeping the back super straight, squeezing the glutes at the top, keeping the shoulder blades pinched back. Keeping the knees pretty much tracking right along with the heels. Very nice. Going right into our single arm row. I'm actually going to switch the arms that I start with here, so we're going to swap to the other arm. 3. Last one. For 10, I come all the way up to switch sides, and the other side. Come all the way up, and then last round for plank for 30 seconds. Again, on every exhale, I'm thinking about driving my belly button into my spine as much as I can. Seconds. Excellent. Ooh, okay. What do we got? Okay, 2, 3. All right, so again, we just went through dumbbell box squat, dumbbell single arm row, which you could totally do with a band too, and then the plank hold. And then now we'll go into variation of reverse lunge, bent over shoulder raise, which I can show you variations as well, and then side plank. Okay, so the first guide is going to be lunge variations. So generally speaking, when we're looking at lunging, I'm going to see if I can get directly to the side. We're looking at keeping the butt tucked under slightly, taking a step back, and coming right down. So a lot of people will do lunges like this, which is not wrong. You can do lunges like this. It's all where your body feels comfortable and also where you're looking to target. So when you are holding a weight in your hand, you may notice that leaning forward slightly, you'll feel more of an impact on your glute. And then squeezing forward will really cause that glute contraction. If you're a little bit more upright, you might find a pretty big stretch in the opposite leg. And for me right now, I need a little bit of both, but I'm going to go for the folded over version. So for modification, what you guys can do is you can hold on to a wall if needed, take a step back. So the wall is really just for support, right? Let your back knee drop, and then come up right to standing and think about squeezing both legs as hard as you can. So if you were looking from this side, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, coming straight down, and then squeezing everything together. So locking both legs out, squeezing your glutes, coming right down, squeezing everything at the top, and then doing that for 10 and then switching sides. I'm gonna grab some water. It's hot in here. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to use a weight. If you want to use a wall, totally fine. If you also just feel comfortable when you're working on stability and you want to just go down and right back up, you can totally do that as well. I'm going to go into basic reverse lunges with both weights. All right, here we go. Last 4. 2. Oh yeah. Okay, other side. Last one, and that is 10. Okay, so moving from there, if you have a band handy, awesome. If you do not, all good. So I'm gonna bring that up a little bit. Okay, so this next one I love because it really helps to open up the chest and kind of engage the muscles between our shoulders, which get pretty weak when we're rounding over the computer quite a lot. So you can have your arms out to the front just slightly, holding the band underneath with underhand grip. So shoulders pinch down. You're gonna open up and squeeze your shoulder blades together and then bring it right back in. Trying not to scrunch your shoulder blades up. If you don't have a band, what you can do instead are what's called wall slides. You guys can see me, I look way more tan back here. So with wall slides, you're looking at dragging your elbows down the floor, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then extending your arms all the way up at the top, trying to keep your arms pushing back as much as you can. Those look easy, not easy. One of the other things you're trying to do is keeping your lower back pressed into the wall as you're extending and then coming back down. Not easy. I'm going to do these guys because I really enjoy them. If you want to do wall slides, go right ahead. So we're going to do 10 of these. So opening all the way up, squeezing, holding for a second, and then right back in. I am standing with my knees slightly bent, my glutes engaged, my abs engaged. And I do that every single time I do a standing exercise. Last one. So still going for 10 of those as well. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to turn on the fan. Or maybe I'm not, okay. So the next one we're gonna do is side plank. And again, same modifications apply here. So you can come down and be either on your knees, right? Creating yourself a little plank. In this position, what you would want is to lift your hips up off the ground as much as you can. If you need to put something underneath your elbow, please go right ahead. We all have like different sensitivities for our joints. So if you require something in your elbow, listen to your body and go ahead and do that. So otherwise, if you are intermediate / advanced, you can go ahead and straighten out your legs here. And in this sense, we are again going to go for 30 seconds. And here we go. So in this sense, I'm stacking my feet on top of each other. I'm thinking about keeping my butt tucked under. Rib cage is down. I'm thinking about creating a straight line from elbow, hip, knee, ankle. You can put your hand here if you want. 10 seconds. I am way more winded right now with talking and teaching at the same time. And then come right back down. And other side. So come on up. So again, try and keep a straight line from feet, knees, hips, rib cage, shoulder, all the things. Keeping your glutes engaged also. 10 seconds here. 5. And that's it. So just 30 seconds on each side. So again, right now we're going through reverse lunges, underhand pull aparts, and our side planks. And we're gonna go right into the next one. Okie dokie. Oh my God, I'm gonna open the door. Whew. Is that really? We'll figure out how the fan works sometime. All right, here we go. Oh, hi, Teresa. I don't know if you're still on, but if you watch it later, nice to see you. Okay, and again, we're just giving you guys something to do when you have to work at home here. There we go. All right, so getting into those reverse lunges, remember, squeeze your shoulders back, abs are nice and tight. So taking that step back, and then hips engage forward. Abs are tight at the top too. And switch sides. Going for 10 on each side of these guys. Couple more. Last one. Oh, excellent. All right, and again, if you need that modification, you can always use the wall. So then we're coming into underhand grip pull aparts. Woo-wee. Okay, going for 10 of these guys. If you want to do the wall slides, you're more than welcome. That would be the 10. Oh, lordy. And then we go back to side planks. Again, I like to switch the side that I start with. If you do have a weaker side, I recommend always starting your reps with the weaker side. And then trying to match whatever you do on the weaker side with the stronger side. And then you'll notice that it slowly starts to balance itself out. 20 seconds. 10. I hope when you guys do this on your own, you have music. I usually have some pretty hardcore music. And then switch sides. There we go. 30 seconds of side planks. Again, if you need to be on your knees, there's nothing wrong with that. Trying to keep everything in as straight of a line as possible. So glutes are engaged, lower abs are engaged. Elbow is aligned right underneath my shoulder. Five. And relax. Take a breath. And we have one more round of these guys. So going through our reverse lunges or static lunge and just dropping the knees if you need to do that. And then our underhand grip pull aparts and then our side planks. Oh yes. So I generally take about 1 to 2 minutes. You can always time yourself for this, or you can listen to your heart rate and just wait till your breathing is calmed down a bit and you're ready to get started again. That's generally what I do. All right, here we go. So last round. I'm going to start on the opposite leg first. Again, we're going for 10 of these puppies. Seven. Couple more. Nice, and switch sides. This is 7. Last 3 here. If anyone's wondering, I hate lunges as much as the next person. It never gets easier. Hate them. Okay, here we go. Right into underhand grip. Go to the front so you guys can see what this looks like. It's coming and hitting right at my rib cage or the bottom of the sports top. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Oh crap. Okay. And then we're going right into side plank. Here we go. 30 seconds. In, we're up. Oops. Nope. Down. There we go. In case you're wondering what comes next, it's like the cool down part. Banded lateral walks, mountain climbers, and then Russian twists. That's what we got next. If you don't know what those are, you're going to find out real soon. And then switching sides. In our last set, we're only going to do 2 rounds, so it's not nearly as brutal as this. This feels brutal today for some reason. "20 seconds here. And for those of you who are watching this at some point, thank you for your patience. We don't generally do these workouts and talking at the same time. Usually it's someone else working out and I'm modifying. Okay, it's a whole different ballgame. All right, here we go. So last one's lateral walks, mountain climbers, and Russian twists. So with lateral walks, these guys are always fun. So if you have a band to use, awesome, beautiful. If not, you can do this without a band, and it's equally as effective. So, oh, wait a second. I think I just noticed something. Oh, hi, Lisa. Hi, Rachel. So, we are officially on crab walks. Okay, so when I'm doing crab walks, lateral walks, I'm trying to keep my butt pushing back, right? Butt's pushing back. I'm trying to keep my knees over my heels. I'm going to go in the direction of you guys so you can kind of see what's going on. If I can, I want to get down as far as I can, like parallel to the ground. But if you don't have a band and all you can do is like just move yourself to the side, that's all we're really asking for. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then here we go, back the other direction. So I'm going for 10 in each direction. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy crap. Shimmy that puppy off. And then we go right into mountain climbers. So there's a few different adjustments for this if you would like adjustments. If you do have a hardwood floor and socks, I would recommend those. I actually don't love mountain climbers when you're essentially jumping because I feel like it's hard on your joints. So I like the sliding mountain climbers, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so over here, lots of colorful things on the floor. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So these are the sliding mountain climbers that we're about to do. Straightening out the legs. Think about drawing the knee in towards your rib cage and then straightening it out. Drawing it in, straightening it out. Drawing it in, straightening it out. Modification would be here. Same thing. Think about drawing it in, straighten, drawing in, straighten. And you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to do these, just looking for 10 per side. Move this guy over a little bit. There we go, 10 minutes, okay. So drawing in. And that would be 10. And if you guys can tell, I'm definitely breathing. Definitely use a lot of breath. Okay. The next one we're going to do is weighted Russian twist. So there is also a modification for this. So, well, first of all, if you have something to hold on to here, this is what you can do. You can reach backwards, slowly reach to one direction, and then bring yourself back to the center. Slowly reach to the other direction, bring yourself back to the center. We're looking at stabilizing with your core and getting a little bit of rotation with your obliques. That's the modification. So whatever that might look like, it could be a door handle, it could be the side of a wall, like the door frame. The true Russian twist is gonna look like this. So I'm gonna keep my feet planted on the floor as much as I can. I'm gonna keep this dumbbell into my chest, and I'm gonna use my core to rotate myself in one direction, back to the center, other, back to the center. The further back I go, the harder it's gonna be. And we're going for 10 on each side, so I got 5 more left each side. Last 2. Last ones. And, oh my God. Okay, so that's the last circuit. So I'll go through the lateral banded walks, mountain climbers, and then Russian twist one more time. Oh, yes. All right. Here we go. And then this will be it. And then this will be it. There we go. Oh, wait, Jessica, I'm not sure what you said. Yes, please do. What was that too? Oh my God, you guys, I'm sweating. Totally sweating. I don't know why I've had my hair down this whole time. Oh, so much better. Hey, here we go. So down as much as you can. If you're not using a band, not a problem. Just move yourself to the side as low as you can, trying to push out through your knees. 8, 9, 10, and then coming back the other direction. Last one. Excellent. Okay, so just to give you guys an idea. Oh my God. When I'm doing this, I'm thinking about pushing my knees out the whole time. If your knees are coming in and you're putting your foot to the side, it's not, that's not what we want. So we want the knees pushing out, and then think about you're driving from the hip by pushing out through the knee to bring that leg to the side. That will start burning rather quickly. And then from there, you go right into the mountain climbers again. Here we go. All right, 10 on each side. Seven, 8, Last one. Ooh, okay. And then now only one thing left, which is the Russian twist. So, thank God. And I'm actually going to do this one because that felt pretty nice. So, leaning back slightly, and I'm going to rotate to one side, and then come back. Three more side. Last ones. That was a lot harder than I expected. Yeah, that was a lot harder than I expected. Okay, so just checking out all the things. The Russian twist modification. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I actually like that one better. The modification for it. So that's cool. Okay, if you've completed, which like, oh, Jesus. Okay, let's do a little bit of stretching, just a little bit. And the first one, seated however you want, if you're on a chair or whatever it is. And we're gonna just gently stretch our necks. So you can very gently place your hand on right above your ear. Let your shoulder kind of sink down, so like you're reaching down into the floor with your arm. And then just let yourself catch your breath. And then you can slowly rotate your chin towards the opposite armpit. Grab on the back of the head a little bit more, and then just pull down ever so slightly. And then slowly releasing that, and then other side. So hand on the top of the ear. And to be honest, usually I don't stretch after training. Usually I stretch before, and then when I'm done, I get right into work. But this is super important, note to self. And your muscles are really warm. And it feels nice. And it's kind of a way to like relax your nervous system too. And then dropping your chin in towards your opposite armpit and grabbing on the back of your head, just letting the weight of your hand kind of give your neck a stretch a little bit, and then reaching through this arm down to the ground. And that's nice. Okay, and then seated wherever you are, you can extend your arms behind your back if possible. Grab and interlace your fingers and think about reaching your knuckles back towards the back wall. And especially with like just keeping lung health up. I learned this from my mom this morning. This is really great for the meridian lines in our lungs, so it opens up our lungs. And then since we did a little bit of glutes and lunges, what I like to do is fold a mat just a little bit. So we're here, I'm gonna fold it again. It's a place where I can put my knee, or else you can use a pillow. And I'm gonna tuck my butt under slightly so my glute is engaged, and push my hips down and forward just a little bit. So I definitely find that my hip flexors get tight, especially with sitting at a desk for long periods of time. So the more I feel like it opens up, the more I'll kind of drop my hips down towards the floor. And then you can kind of bring yourself back slightly, and then come forward a little bit, keeping your butt tucked under, come back slightly, forward a little bit, and continuing just to think about engaging that glute as much as you can, which is like you're really trying to tuck your pelvis under to get that stretch. and 2 in. That engagement of the glute helps to open up the opposing muscle group, which would be the hip flexor. So then on the other side, so tucking the butt under, and do whatever you can. If you can't get on the ground, then we can do a standing variation too. And coming up. So again, really just trying to keep my glutes engaged, tucking my pelvis under slightly. And relaxing that. For a seated version, let's get this out of the way. So you can always try to grab onto your leg behind your back, engage your glute, and push your hips forward. So same sort of thing. Put that one on the floor. If you want to get the stretch that way. And then the last thing I'm going to do is a cross-legged figure 4 stretch. So in this sense, you're wanting to cross one ankle over your knee. I like to have a nice straight back, pressing on the opposing knee slightly, and then hinging myself forward. And this you should feel in the left glute or hip area. Definitely find it to be opening. Breathe. Oh my God, Jessica, I'm looking at the Wisdom of the Enneagram book, like right in front of me. That's awesome. Okay, and then switching sides. So other ankle, other knee. So nice straight back to start if you can, and then hinging forward. Oh yeah, and you might notice that there's tightness on one side, perhaps not on the other. So it's just interesting to notice where your body's holding that tension. I'm definitely tighter on my right. Oh yes, and it just basically makes me remember that I need to stretch way more than just trapeze training. Yeah. Okay, you guys, that's all we're going to do today. That was almost a full hour. So if you were able to join, I hope it was useful. I hope you were able to navigate some of these things. This is the first time we've done this, so I think we will be doing this again, especially because a lot of people are going to be working from home for a little bit. And in that case, please, please, please let me know what you would like adjusted, what you would like more of, or how we can make it better so that it works for you. And of course, we won't be able to please everybody, but we definitely want feedback so we know like what works, what doesn't work. And moving forward, when we do these, we'll let you know what pieces of equipment to use ahead of time. But yeah, let us know like anything else that is going to make it easier or more helpful or more enjoyable for you. And I hope you're playing your own music, because I definitely would be if I wasn't talking. So, oh, we got all the smiley faces. I don't know what just happened. All right, you guys. Hope everyone's having a good Friday, and we'll see you soon. Have a good Friday. Enjoy.